Hey guys, welcome back to Adventure Camping, and today we're here to talk about the Mystery Ranch Gallagator, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so what we're going to go into and discuss is why did I get this, why am I bringing it to you. I'm going to run through the specs, of course, to start with, like I always do, and then tell you what I think about it, what I recommend it, all that kind of stuff. So just to make sure that I get the specs correct, let me pull them up real quick. It is made from a 210 Robic and YKK DWR coated zippers. So love YKK zippers. DWR coating is awesome because it's good level of waterproofness. Not very familiar with what 210 Robic is. I may have had one other pack. I've never looked it up to see what it's made out of or how it's made or anything like that. But I will say with this one, I've had a lot of use, and so we're gonna go with that. Weight is 1.3 pounds, volume 1160 cubic inches. Dimensions are 17.5 tall, 10.5 wide, and 9 deep. Now, let's just go into, we'll start from front to back. I'm going to show you how I used it, why I used it the way that I did, and then recommend some other setups because mine was a very specific use, but it could definitely be used for a whole lot more. So starting in the front, right here at the very top, you have a zippered pouch. I love their zipper pulls. I mean, it's just almost like shock cord, or it's definitely not paracord, but you know, something very similar. What I do, like, it is the entire top of this, and so for me it was literally lots of snacks because I'm doing door-to-door stuff, hydration mixers, you know, to keep the electrolytes going, charging cord for my phone, because I was literally I liked having these little loops here too, just for using the zippers, but also you could hang stuff off of it. But for me, like, I was loaded up with food because I was walking a typical average of at least 10 miles a day, 6 days a week. So food was essential. Around the outside, as you can see, we have compression straps here across the front. What I did is I used them to hold a raincoat onto here because it took twice. Twice of getting dumped on by rain, by like a surprise rainstorm. Before I was like, you know what, my raincoat's always in the car, why don't I just keep it with me so I'm not getting soaking wet. So off the zipper pulls, I have a packable towel, and then I also have off of the side compression strap a packable, like, dump pouch basically. I brought this because in the summer in the south and it's 90+ degrees every day, you're gonna sweat a lot, so it's nice to be able to wipe yourself off, especially if you get ready to talk to somebody. And then of course the dump pouch, because I'm eating food all day, I got to do something with the wrappers and stuff, so I want someplace to keep them. We do have water bottle pouches on each side. For me, I was keeping a Ride in the Rain notebook and a compass and pen on one side, and this is also a Ride in the Rain pen because, as I just mentioned, getting dumped on out of the blue and you're having to take down people's information, you need to be able to write it, so that's where this came in handy, and this. And then of course with solar, you got to know where the house is facing, and so having that compass to know where their roof is facing is extremely helpful. This side I would keep a power bank, and as I said, I have the charging cord up in here as I showed you, so this way, as I'm using my phone all day, I can just literally plug it there to my pocket, and I have plenty of battery power. Shoulder straps, we'll say really, really thin, but for what this pack is intended to be used for, no problem with it whatsoever. This is not a backpacking pack. This is a day hiking pack or an EDC bag, right? Like, this is meant to be lightweight, and so the fact that they're thin really does kind of help with the amount of sweat that's going to develop on you. Trust me, I don't care what the pack design is. If it's 98 degrees outside and you're walking around all day in that heat, you're going to sweat like crazy. But I will say that these mesh pouches, or the patterns right here, like, there's a good little dip, and so you do get some decent ventilation, and I'll show you where that comes in handy in just a minute. You also have a waist belt which I've never used because I just haven't needed to. What you do not have, and I said this in the last Mystery Ranch pack, there are no strap keepers. So I used, like I have plenty of Ranger bands, and so I just make them myself. I've just had a lot of packs that come with them already, and they're less expensive, and so I think Mystery Ranch, I think you could just improve just a hair, throw in some strap keepers, because this stuff was just dangling everywhere, so like you almost kind of have to. I mean, if you don't care about the straps flopping all over the place, then don't worry about it. Sternum strap, again, works well. It is adjustable up and down, so that is extremely nice. As you can see, it is hydration compatible. So I run the straw down the strap right here as it comes out of the side, but there's also another spot so it could go the other way as well. Now, another thing I love about this pack is that tri-zip. So all you gotta do is pull up and you have access to everything in the pack, right? As you can see here, this part of the pack is mesh. That definitely helps reduce weight. And then, like, I mean, with a pouch this small, you don't really need to see what's in it, but it does help reduce some weight and kind of convenient. We unzip these. Now, for what I did, for my personal use for this pack, the way it has been, was for basically doing door-to-door sales, doing solar, right? And so the way I used it is not going to be probably the way a lot of people will use it, but it's how I used it, and so that's how I can review it. But I can also give a lot of recommendations as to other ways it could be very useful. So as you see, it is hydration compatible. It's got that little toggle right there to hold this. Pro tip. Pro tip. You will thank me for this one. If you ever had those like meals delivered to your home, like HelloFresh or like Blue Apron, like there's a bunch of them, right? Well, they all come with this because it's all trying to keep your food cold until you pick it up off your doorstep. Two ways I've used it. One, I put it behind the hydration bladder. I freeze the hydration bladder the night before. That's key. I freeze the hydration bladder the night before. If I put this behind it, right, it keeps the water colder longer because my body heat is not melting the ice and and warming it up. If you put it on the outside, the water stays cold less long, right? It extends it. It definitely extends the insulation value of it, and it keeps it cold longer than if you didn't use it at all. But this being frozen and on your back keeps your whole body cool. I mean, I played around with that. Like one day I was just looking at one of those boxes and I saw the insulation and I'm like, you know what? Let me give this a try. Now, don't use it on both sides. It'll definitely keep the water cold, but it won't have any benefit of, well, I won't say don't. Do it if you want. It's not going to keep your back cold, so depending on what you're going for, how long you're going to be out. I mean, I was out almost all day, every day, so I wanted to keep my body cool most of the time, but there were days where, I mean, like at the end of the day, I would still have ice in the bladder, still producing very cold water. So, things that I would just keep with me: fire kit, boo-boo kit, because I would work with other people and most of them were a lot younger. Fire kit was not that as important, but sometimes we worked like way out in the country, and so if your car broke down, you got stuck somewhere, good to be able to start a fire. Boo-boo kits, cuts, scrapes, tweezers, that little kind of stuff in order to, like, you know, depending on where you're walking, especially when you're out in the country. A lot of thorn bushes and stuff like that, bug stings, so little ointments for that. I'm gonna do a separate review on this one. It's from a company called Mission. Hopefully you can see it. It's a cooling hat. Basically, you soak the hat in water, you put it on, and it helps keep your head cool longer, which keeps your body cool longer. I love it. But this is goop. So if you're walking around a lot getting blisters or any kind of minor scrapes, burns, or anything like that, this stuff works extremely well. Headlamp, just in case it got dark while we were out. Empty shotgun shell. Not sure why they put that in. Or how they got it. Wet wipes, because when you're outside sweating all day, every day, and you want to go into a store or talk to people and you feel like it's getting excessive, it's good to be able to clean yourself up a little bit, feel a little better. that's all I have in here. Well, this is more like electrolyte powder, because when you're out in the sun and you're sweating profusely, replacing those electrolytes is incredibly important. You will notice a very distinct difference in your energy levels when you're using it and when you don't. If you've never used them and you've just been outside all day, I highly recommend trying them, because I guarantee you're going to find out that, wow, when I use these, my energy level is so much better. Plus it's healthier for you, which is nice as well. Now, let me hook these back up. Another little loop right here that you could connect something with. These compression straps that go across the front also work as side compression straps, because you're literally compressing the whole bag, right? And so now, like with what I used it for, did it work for me? 100%. It was amazing. Like, I absolutely loved it. It was extremely comfortable, extremely useful, easy. Like, it doesn't have a lot of organization on the inside, but that is fine. Just because of what this bag is, right? Like, this is meant for like a day hiking bag. Oh, this is like liquid metal designs. I got that just to hang on here, little keychain thing, but little Spartan helmet's always cool. But what I'm saying is that this is designed to be a lightweight pack used for short term, right? So like I said, I did 10 miles a day, 6 days a week for about 12 weeks. I would like to say I could remember what that was calculation wise. It was over 1,000 miles if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, 12 times 60. Oh, no, 720 miles is what I have on this pack right now. Probably more, because I think I used it for a little bit longer after that. I'm not doing that anymore since I decided to do YouTube full time. But 720 miles on this pack, guys, and it looks like it's barely been used. And when you, weight wise, I wasn't carrying a huge amount, but when you freeze that water, I would say probably at least 5-6 pounds in that hydration bladder. And then you throw on top all the snacks and other gear and stuff I have in there, possibly 10 pounds. But I'm carrying that for 720 miles, and this thing is holding up like a champ. Like, it literally doesn't look warm at all. Now, not doing the same job anymore, but I'm going to keep using this just because this is also a great idea. Here's another use for you. If you're traveling, like, and you have a suitcase and all this kind of stuff, and you want to go walking around town, but you want to have some stuff with you. Great way to pack a small, lightweight bag, so you can just put this stuff in there and you got it with you. Day hiking from a base camp, right? If you're car camping and you got a bunch of stuff, but you want to go explore, you got a small, lightweight bag that you can put plenty of stuff in that'll last you for an entire day. But you're not taking up a whole, like, you're not bringing 2 packs packed full of gear, right? You can just take the gear that you have, leave your stuff at base camp, and just take your essentials with you. And at 19 liters, guys, which is what their total capacity is, it will hold everything that you need for a day hike. I mean, maybe if you lived in Alaska and it was winter, probably not. But most of the continental, United States, if you're hiking during the day or doing anything during the day, this is going to hold everything that you could possibly use. It'll just have to be up to your needs and what you're doing and where you're at, where you decide how you can fill it. But I will say that I'm kind of surprised, like with how thin that these shoulder straps are, and how comfortable it still was. Because I was actually kind of nervous after I got it. I'm like going, wow, these really pretty thin, but they handle the weight well. I mean, there's no suspension to it, but it does its job, I would say, as it's designed to do. And Mystery Ranch, they just make some really high quality stuff. I really want some more of their packs. This is my second one, because once I started hearing about them and talking to friends that had them, that's what motivated me to want to start trying them out, is because of knowing people that had them. And so hopefully this will help you in deciding on whether it would be right for you. And if you like this kind of content, like, please hit the like, share, subscribe button, leave a comment. Helps with the algorithms. Really trying to grow this channel, and your interaction really helps a ton. I love the interaction that I've been getting for a while now. Like this past year, it's really started to do well. So if you can help me, I'll help you by introducing you to all kinds of gears and adventures and, cool stuff that I get to do. Oh yeah, and the carrying handle. It's got one of those too. As I'm holding that and realize I didn't mention it. But yeah, I mean, there's So much to do out there, guys. There's so many adventures I want to take y'all on. There's so much gear I want to review. If y'all want to help me out, I'll help you. And in the meantime, guys, be prepared, have fun, and check out Mystery Ranch. Alright guys, I'm just going to have to apologize. I was just going through this video and getting ready to edit it and, you know, just realized a very important part. I forgot to try the pack on for you to show you what it looks like. Number one mistake, or big mistake, I would say, not number one, but so yeah, it comes on, fits really well. Sternum strap, I haven't needed it. I have worn it quite a few times just to kind of keep, you know, doing what sternum straps do. They keep the straps from moving out or in. And so yeah, there you go. So from the side, back, other side. Yeah, so as you can see, fits extremely well, feels extremely comfortable, as I stated before in the video. Adjusting it is extremely simple when taking it off. I mean, you could do this to either side. I just hit the little flap right here. You just hit it once or twice, it comes off real easy. And then of course when you're putting it on, if it gets caught on your watch or your paracord bracelet, that's different. But again, like to obviously tighten it back up, you're just going to pull that one side, and there you go. Like I said, like I just used a bunch of razor bands on all the straps to keep having that excessive strap hangage going on. But yeah, love it guys, and apologize for not putting this in the main part of the video. Alright, be prepared, have fun.